Hello there, and welcome to the Artificers Guild, a home for anyone interested in Valve's upcoming TCG, Artifact. I am Divok, and today we're going to be looking at the Dota 2 Battlepass, as well as some news from the latest round of playtests. The Dota 2 Battlepass was released earlier this week. Many people speculated, albeit in vain, that the Battlepass would bring us access to the Artifact beta, or at least some news of how you might get to play the game. Well, I can't say that we didn't try to warn you. I'm sorry if you got your hopes up, but the Battle Pass is not going to be granting anyone access to Artifact. But that doesn't mean to say that the Battle Pass had absolutely nothing to do with Artifact. Oh no. With just a hint of speculation, we're diving deep into this year's Battle Pass to see what we might be able to uncover about Artifact. Before we even made it to the Battle Pass itself, we were met with a short blog post announcing it. The theme for this year's Battle Pass just so happens to be cavern exploration, with hints of jade crystals all about the place. Funny, isn't it? The first international after the announcement of Artifact just so happens to play host to the region one might discover artifacts. It's too good to be true. So we open up the Battle Pass itself. Immediately we spy these faded crystal-like rocks cascading around the text. Many of the community members were quick to jump at these, suggesting that these are the same crystals that we see in Artifact. While in the end it seems as though those individuals were incorrect, they might actually have been onto something. The jade rocks that were confused as Artifact crystals, the same ones that appeared in the Battle Pass teaser, seem to have just been dormant. The new treasure, Trust of the Benefactor, as well as having a very interesting name that we will come to later, at higher levels, the jade in its centre has exploded to life. We now see shards of glowing crystal emanating from the treasure. Now these really do look like Artifact crystals, and this is a theme that is carried throughout the Battle Pass. Many of the upgraded visual effects for items in the game have been enhanced with these crystals too. So, it is the first international after the announcement of Artifact, and the entire theme is jade, Artifact-esque crystals. This absolutely has to be a gesture towards Artifact. Now while this is very interesting, it sadly doesn't tell us anything about Artifact itself, just that Valve are also excited for it. The rest of the Battle Pass, however, may hold secrets to the game itself. In Valve's constant battle to remain kings of cosmetics, not that anyone else is even close, they've brought a new type of cosmetic to Dota 2. Lane creeps can now take on a new look. Now while the price of Artifact is still a widely debated topic, I think it's refreshing to sit back and think of all the potential Valve have to make money just from the cosmetic side of the game. The cards themselves can be dirt cheap if they have us pay to customise our lane creeps as they have done for Dota. As well as creep cosmetics, the Battle Pass introduces some new faces to us. We have 3 interesting little creatures that could end up as creeps in Artifact for sure. They look a little too cute for the usual Dota aesthetic, but every game needs a bit of humour, and these wouldn't look too out of place next to the Greevils for example. The final, potentially new creep, is actually more of a wishful thought than a calculated piece of analysis. But I want I'm a Hillbow in Artifact. He could easily be a creep. He is already tied into the lore thanks to Dota 2, and he looks like a mini freaking gyrocopter. Now we've explained the creep cosmetics and looked at a new possible addition, let me come full circle. Do you remember me saying that the name of the new treasure was interesting? Trust of the Benefactor? This Benefactor has the power to grant so much to the Dota world, controlling treasures at will. It's almost like this mysterious being is granting power to others. This might be our first glimpse at a new addition to the Dota world from Artifact, being implemented into Dota 2. Now we already have voice lines that mention Rix, but the mysterious Benefactor from Artifact may well be the being entirely behind this year's Battle Pass rewards. We recently got to read another article from Rock Paper Shotgun, after their involvement in the early May playtests. In this article, they cover a number of topics, including the cost of playing Artifact, how Valve want to stay away from ranked ladder systems, and a few extra bits too. Artifact will definitely have an upfront cost. Jeep Barnett explained that over Valve's long history, they've had the opportunity to trial a number of different payment models. While free-to-play worked for Dota 2, this was mostly out of necessity, as its predecessor, the first Dota game, was free. While this is a very clever way to look at the looming price tag on the new game, it was Bruno that provided us all with what we wanted to hear for so very long. The upfront cost will allow them to give us everything we need from the get-go. We can then use these tools to find out what we want and where we wish to go with the game. With this, we can now confidently purchase the game, knowing that even without spending another penny, cent, dime, etc., we will be able to enjoy the game in its full glory. This was coupled with more information about the trading aspect of this TCG. The marketplace will likely either be separate from the current Steam marketplace, or at least a different instance of it that is reachable in-game. This is a breath of fresh air, as I certainly wasn't looking forward to spending hours and hours in the marketplace UI looking for the perfect collection of Meepo cards, but this was not even close to our best news about the marketplace. In their interview with Rock Paper Shotgun, Bruno was quoted saying that people will be able to build decks for a couple of bucks very easily. This is absolutely huge news as it's great for Artifact on so many levels. It broadens the player base to include those without much expendable income, it makes deck building incredibly cheap, and with swapping cards out being so cheap, people won't feel tied down to a meta. I could go on, but I'm sure you're all as happy about this as I. They then went on to discuss the game modes of Artifact. While there will be your casual game modes, for any player wanting a good time, the real focus of their comments were on the ranked system. Jeep Barnett was quoted saying, "We don't want to do a ladder." A card game with no ladder, you ask? How is that possible? Well, the current idea is to use a version of the Dota 2 Battle Cups. Every week, you play through a single elimination bracket, and when you win, you're done. No need to grind at all, you have your trophy and your prize, congratulations. Ranked tournaments, over a ranked ladder, will also incentivize clever and unique deck building. With just a few games to determine the victor, if everyone tries to stick to a meta deck, but one player brings a curveball, that player will have a great chance at winning. But even if the meta does start to evolve, with a ranked ladder, it will be whatever deck can win fast games 51% of the time, so you can grind out your rank. Tournaments don't allow for this. Every game is earned, not rushed. This isn't to say that games will last hours, just that everyone will be able to play to their own strengths, rather than be forced to play one type of deck in order to climb to the top quickly. Many have already speculated as to what this could mean for the more casual player. We doubt Valve will completely ignore them. For instance, Dota 2 is very complicated as far as MOBAs go, but they have introduced a number of more casual game modes for those who aren't wanting a super competitive environment. I'm certainly partial to an ability draft myself. So how will this work in Artifact? For the casual players, Jeep explained, they're working on a limited game mode. This will likely be akin to Arena in Hearthstone, but not quite so repetitive. While there will be an official limited game mode, which will likely be more constrained in order to make for a better overall gameplay experience, Jeep confirmed something that is very important to me as a player of TCGs in my youth, that will also allow this limited game mode to be more diverse. We will be able to run our own limited game modes. The idea behind this is to recreate the times you invited friends over to play your favourite paper-based TCG, but one of you forgot their deck, and everyone had to play with 20 cards each. Or perhaps to spice things up, you decide that only cards with purple artwork are allowed to be used. They want us to be able to achieve similar things in Artifact. I think this will do absolute wonders for the community of Artifact, and there will never be a lack of tournaments, casual and strange or competitive intense, for us to partake in. While it may not seem like it, we've certainly had a great week of news for Artifact. What's piqued your interest this week? Is it something you think the Battlepass holds that we've missed? Get involved in the discussion and let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Artificer_Guild. Get all the latest news and updates surrounding the channel and Artifact itself. Also, you can like and subscribe, as it will really help our channel grow into the community we're looking to build here. I've been Divok of the Artificers Guild, and we will see you next time.